All right. Hello, good morning, everyone. How are you doing? What's cool, what's hip, what's happening? It is I, your friendly neighborhood ape man, Ape of the Hour, coming at you live this Sunday morning. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Now, this is a new type of stream for me. I'm not used to doing streams like this, but I thought it would be nice to do kind of like a ASMR type stream. I'm going to be mostly soft spoken. I'm going to be mostly chatting. And also, I'm going to be practicing in my language book. And I think it'll be nice. And then people had to go and ruin a good thing. Well, folks, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This is the end of your stream. Goodbye. I'm joking, of course. I hope you're having a good time. That's how you know you're here. No, Doho, if I knew you were here, I'd see Hank Hill twerking several times in the chat. But anyway, welcome on in, folks, to this ASMR stream, or ASMR adjacent stream, I should say. Hank Hill throwing it back, exactly. I'm going to mostly stay soft spoken. I'm going to mostly keep it kind of chill. I figured we could just, kick back, relax, chat a little bit, and, drink some coffee. Something I don't drink very often. I know that's going to affect me in the future. But anyway, I hope you're all doing amazing now. If you forgive me, I do have my webcam set up. However, I do warn you, today I have human hands. I hope that doesn't freak you out, but I'm going to have to use my human hands for today. But hello, everyone. Human-handed, exactly. Anyway, let me get these out of the way. I have a very strange setup in that, my camera is connected to a tripod over here. Yeah, this is my mat, my computer desk mat. Welcome to Silent Hill. Actually, I should clean it off a little bit. One moment. Where is that thing? There it is. There's some crud or something on there. There we go. Go to Silent Hill. But anyway, folks, this is my setup for today. I'm mostly going to be working on my mat here. And also, I thought for a fun thing, this is me over here as another avatar. And everybody, here we have one viewer. We have two viewers. There we go. And we have three viewers. So we have three viewers watching right now. These are you guys. That's you. I figured that would be a fun little thing. But anyway, folks, let's not delay any longer. Here's my cup of coffee. Also, this is a monkey, too. I guess he's watching as well. I'll put him over here. What I'm going to do today, folks, is recently I've been learning Nahuatl. Nahuatl is the language of the Aztecs and the modern Nahuas. So, if you're wondering what that means, let me go flip to the introduction of this book. Here, one moment. I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. This is getting a little epic. There we go. Anyway, grab a pencil. Oh, The term Aztec refers to a large group of people who at one point in time migrated from Aztlan, a region whose location is still a mystery. There were several tribes that were believed to have migrated from Aztlan, and they have developed their own cities and competed for power. The Aztecs are also commonly known as the Mexica, or people from the region of Mexico. They weren't the only ones to speak Nahuatl, however. The Acohuas, the Tlaxcaltec, the Xochilca, and the Kashkan, and even more groups spoke Nahuatl. So Nahuatl is the language, but these groups of people speak it. It wasn't just the Aztecs. A lot of times Nahuatl is called Aztec as a shorthand, but it wasn't just the Aztecs that spoke it. It was a wide group of people. And I should say, Nahuatl is not a dead language. A dead language, by definition, means a language that no longer has any native speakers. Nahuatl does have native speakers. Over 1.5 million people in central and southern Mexico speak Nahuatl. And largely they speak it in smaller village communities, not really big cities. However, you may find a couple of Nahuatl speakers there. Nahuatl has grown in popularity, I know, in recent years among Chicano people who want to reconnect to their indigenous ancestry by learning the language. It is a means by which some people do recover and heal from colonialism. Nahuatl was believed to be for a long time, was demonized. The Aztecs and the Nahuan are like people who speak, or Nahua, people who speak the language, have been demonized for a long time. And so they learn their language to reconnect with their ancestry. As a person who, having been disconnected from their ethnic ancestry, mainly German, reconnecting with that and having learned German for a long time, I can say that is a very healing, very connecting journey for me, at least. It healed it gave me a people to connect to, and I feel like that's community is always a good thing. I've made friends through learning German and things like that. In fact, two of my best friends are German speakers, so there's that. Yeah. But, as it says in the book, today, the Nahuatl language is still very much alive. It's spoken by over 1 million people in Mexico, and very closely related language, Nahuatl Pipil, is spoken still today in El Salvador, although it is highly endangered. Nahuatl is not spoken solely in one region, rather it's spoken through dozens of regions, and mostly in towns far removed from cities and urban centers. The unfortunate trend of moving towards Spanish has been going on for well over 300 years, and the pattern is usually the same. The larger the town, the faster it moves to Spanish. There is a diaspora of people now in the United States whose ancestors spoke Nahuatl. For some people, this means their parents. For others, this means their great-grandparents. And still others, the tradition may have happened in the 1700s. We can only dream of how many millions of people would still be speaking Nahuatl today if not for colonization. Perhaps Mexico would have developed like Japan, independent yet strongly rooted in its heritage. Interesting. An interesting thought. The future of Nahuatl rests on the number of people who speak it or value it. For this reason, I've decided to write down this manual in English for the Chicano people who wish to learn Nahuatl as their heritage language, and for outsiders who value this language since outside support is much required, i.e. me. may be wondering, Ape, what is your connection with Nahuatl? Considering, my how I look, how I appear. I've always found Nahuatl and the peoples of Central and the history of Central Mexico fascinating. I believe it probably started with Donkey Kong 64 of all places, where Donkey Kong 64 had that one level called Angry Aztecs. I'm like, well, who are the Aztecs? And then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, there were this civilization in Central Mexico. Yeah, it all goes back to DK, exactly. And then when I was in 6th grade, in my history class in 6th grade, we had a unit on the Aztecs, on the Central American civilizations, which I thought was really cool because, I know at that point I had heard so much about ancient Greece, I had learned so much about ancient Rome, I had learned so much about, ancient China and ancient India and stuff like that, but I had learned nothing, virtually nothing, about the ancient pre-Columbian American continent, so to speak. And then, in that unit, all we learned about the Aztecs were they performed human sacrifices, and they were colonized by the Spanish. And that's it. Oh, wait. We have Yuki in the chat. We have another viewer. Let me put that over here. There we go. We have another viewer. But yeah, that's all we learned. Oh. That's all we learned. And so I was like, there's got to be more to this culture, to this, civilization. And you bet your bottom dollar, there is. So I wanted to learn the language. I've always wanted to learn a language that was not Indo-European. I took Japanese in college, but it was very difficult. I think one day, if I wanted to, I could get back into Japanese. But But stuff like that. Oh wait, one moment. There are actually 5 viewers. Let me put that other guy over there. There we go. We got 5 people watching. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. One thing, a little bit of information about Nahuatl. They have a whole breakdown here. Nahuatl is a Uto-Aztecan language. Uto-Aztecan languages are varied. It's just one branch. In this case, it is the... Let's see, South Uto-Aztecan, Corajal Aztecan, Nahuatl language down here on this huge branch. As you can see, there's tons of languages. Uto-Aztecan is a whole language family. I'm heading to work soon. Well, have a good day at work, Yuki. I hope it goes well. Yeah. See, Nahuatl is part of a very large language family called the Uto-Aztecan language family, a name that combines the Utes, up north in Utah, and Aztecan, referring to the Aztec or Mexica Empire. The family likely started around 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, and is hypothesized to originate in the American Southwest, where it then split up into groups over time. The closest relatives to Nahuatl are Huichol, or Huixarica, and Cora, Nayeri, who likely broke off at least 1,500 years ago, and which are still alive today. Pipil refers to a close relative to Huastecan Nahuatl, and endangered language in El Salvador. And you want to know more? Well, there you go. Well, here we go. We have a map. These are the languages where the region is spoken. Hold up here, folks. Turn on this. I gotta go to my chat. Unfortunately, the mods are asleep, so I have to take over. Anyway. Begone, thought. Unfortunately, I cannot get rid of them. Oh well. Whenever you do, don't click that link. Anthropology is really interesting, just studying how people and languages are. Yeah, I agree. I'm very much fascinated in anthropology and things like that. Let's see, but yeah, we get into the background here. Again, it's spoken mainly in central and southern Mexico. That's a new one. I know, right? But I should say that the variety of Nahuatl that you learn in this book is you do /ban and then their name. Okay. Let me grab my keyboard over here. Ugh. There we go. Gotta do a little bit of moderator settings. There we go. Adios, amigo. Anywho, the most elegant band you'll ever see. It's true. But I should say the variety of Nahuatl in this book is from Huasteca. So this is Huastecan Nahuatl, which has the most number of speakers. And Huasteca, if you're wondering on this map, is right here. As you can see, a large group of people. There are different dialects of Aztec. Of Nahuatl, I should say. I see we have a 6th viewer. There we go. But there's many different varieties of Nahuatl. And there's different dialects. Some, for example, will have different pronunciations, which I will go over in a moment. So, most importantly, pronunciation. Yeah. So the vowels are considered pure vowels. Nahuatl has basically 4 vowels: A, E, I, O, no U. O kind of floats in between U and O of sorts, but there's usually no oo sound in Nahuatl. So you have to be careful here. They have some pronunciation as well as their meaning. So, for example, they have ah, sound a, sound ah. So, for example, in the word atl, which means water. Then we have e, pronounced like in the word et, which means bean. And we have the letter I, pronounced e, like in ichkat, which means cotton. Then we have o, sound o, like in ochtli, which means road. Then we have some others down here. So we have p, pronounced p, such as pamitl, which means a row. We have T, it's pronounced T, like in Tocatl, Nahuatl, which means a spider. And we have a K, pronounced K, like in kakwa, kakwa, which of course means cocoa, or as we know it as chocolate. Then we have L, pronounced L, like in lemeni, lemeni, meaning it flames. Oh no, we lost a viewer. I put a monkey back. Let's see, we have M, pronounced m, like in tomin, tomin, meaning money. We have N, so pronounced N, like in Nessie, Nessie, which means it appears. We have H, pronounced H, and the H, which is also interesting fact. When there's an H in the middle of a word, you have to pronounce it too, even if it's on its own. So, for example, you saw that up here with, what word did I say? Here, the word for road. I said, ochtli, ochtli, ochtli. You have to still pronounce that H sound in there. So here we have this word, ehikat, ehikat, which means wind. Then we have W, pronounced wa, like in the word wei. Wei means big. And we have the letter Y, pronounced ya, like in yayawik, which is the color black. Have the S, pronounced S, such as in the word se, which is the number 1. Hello, Ed. Welcome on in. I'm doing some Nahuatl or Aztec language pronunciation practice. Then we have here CH, which is pronounced ch, ch, like in chawitzli, which means a plague, or aphids. Aphids are those little bugs, that go on plants. And we have X, and X is interesting, and X in Nahuatl is pronounced like a SH sound. Yeah? So shoshoktik is a green. Then we have TS, so it is pronounced like a ts sound, like sapot, which of course is a sapote fruit. Sapote is a type of fruit related to persimmons. All right, and the hardest one in the language to learn is TL, which this is a I think it's called a digraph. Oh, we have a 6th viewer. Let me put that monkey back there. This is a digraph, so it's pronounced like it's kind of hard. They have they have how to pronounce it down here below. Yeah, say the word L, as in the word long, while keeping your tongue in this position, so making the L sound L. Make the H sound oh. If the sound reminds you of a wet lisp, you got it. Now just add the T in front of it. Practice with the word at, at, at. The thing is, it's not 2 sounds, it's 1 sound. It's supposed to be at. It's kind of odd. For a non-native speaker, it may be kind of hard to get, but once you practice it, it becomes quite natural. I always think I'm talking with kind of a lisp when using it. And mind you, not all dialects of Nahuatl use that sound. There's some that do pronounce a T, but no L. So they'll say, like, for example, the word for water, they'll call it at. And other parts, they'll get rid of the T and just have an L. So the same word for water, they will call it al. But they will not call it at. It's kind of like combination between these two. And then we have KW, which is pronounced qua, like a Q sound. Yeah. For example, quaquit, which means a tree or a stick. All right. We have stress. It's important to say that in Nahuatl, in Nahuatl, the stress is always on the second syllable. So, for example, here the word for food, tlaquali, tlaquali, yeah, is tlaquali. It's on the A there, yeah. Or here for the word for egg, texistli. It's on that cis. So for a dog, chichi. Chichi is a dog. You want to be careful because if you say chichi in Nahuatl, that means boobs. That means breasts. So you want to be careful with that. There's a difference between a dog and boobs. Okay. Then we have here no tlaqua, no tlaqa, no tlaqa, which means no tlaqa, which means my husband. Then we have no siwa, which means my wife. And then we have tot. Yeah, tot, which means bird. A bird, tot. Notice how TL in tot is part of the last syllable, but not its own syllable. A common mistake is to pronounce tot as total. Similarly, the ancient deity, in English we pronounce his name Quetzalcoatl. I know, having heard that term for years, having looked at, Aztec documentaries and things like that, people will always say Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, it's often mispronounced as Quetzalcoatl. Yeah, but it's actually pronounced, and this is a challenge for you. Yeah, Quetzalcoatl. So it's on the co in that Quetzalcoatl. Mind you, I am of the opinion that it is unfair to judge the pronunciation of one person learning a language based on another language. So if I hear somebody speaking English and they go like, oh yeah, I was watching this documentary about Aztec deities and they talked a lot about Quetzalcoatl, I'm not going to stop them and go like, excuse me, it's pronounced Quetzalcoatl. I'm not going to do something like that because it's, kind of unreasonable, Just like how Italians may stop you and go like, excuse me, it's not bruschetta, it's bruschetta. Get it right. It's like, listen, man, I don't speak your language. I didn't grow up learning your language. This is what's comfortable within the parameters of my language. Now, mind you, as an American myself, we do make quite a few concessions for pronunciation and acceptance of pronunciation from native cultures. Definitely more than the British. If I may rag on the British for a second, I'm sorry, Ed, who's listening in the chat. If I may rag, for example, in America, we say herb, filet, pasta. I'm trying to think of another one. Paella. Things like that, which are closer to their native pronunciations. But we don't say herb, fillet, pasta, or paella. That would just sound weird. I think being that we're a nation largely of its spoken population are immigrants, we have a tendency to kind of rely on our neighbors and stuff like that. But it's just my opinion. Sorry, I got a message from somebody. I was just checking to see who it was. I hope it wasn't any bad news. It was not any bad news, but anyway. Continuing on. Let's see. The difference between ia and ia, and the difference between oa and owa, can be quite difficult to hear, even for native speakers. In fact, there is no difference in pronunciation for many speakers who will interchange them in spelling. Often, we have to memorize the words rather than rely on pronunciation, and the importance in this difference will be explored in later chapters. That's an important thing. So in Nahuatl, in this language, in Nahuatl, they don't really have diphthongs, so vowels don't combine together to make one sound, or there's no smoothing between consonants and vowels. It's very like syllabic. It's almost like Japanese in that regard. So for example, they have this word down here. You may not be able to see it, but it is nik-ko-wa. 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 It's supposed to be pronounced nik-ko-wa. Nikowa. So not Nikoa, but Nikowa. You have to like separate them. Often misspelled as Nikoa. And then we have Ni-motla-loa. 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 Yeah, it has to be separate. Often misspelled as Ni-motla-loa. Yeah. Tet-iya. Tet-iya. Often misspelled as Tetia. And Nik-tekiwa. 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 Often misspelled as Nik-tekiwa. Things like that. Another thing, this uses a modern, what's called the INALI, which is short for the, there's a word for it. This is an abbreviation. This is, gosh, I'm trying to remember. The INALI. It's like a group. It's an organization that like, has like a common spelling among the various indigenous groups. And there's a classical spelling. Note, the classical spelling is based off of Spanish phonetics. So when the Spanish came to the Americas and introduced Latin-based script into the indigenous languages, or the indigenous language groups, they used Spanish spelling conventions to speak these languages. So nowadays we have KWA to make a qua sound. In classical, it'd be CUA, because Spanish really doesn't use K all that much, so they use CUA. Yeah. They also have Spanish-based spelling down here as well. Things like that. There is a writing system, or a kind of like a hieroglyphic system that existed before, in pre-Columbia America. However, it's not really used in modern contexts. A lot of people will use the Latin alphabet for that sort of thing. Alright, so we have some pronunciation here. So try to read these words. Here we go. Amo. 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 Amo means, if I remember correctly, amo means no. Then here we have kenna. 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 Kenna means yes. We have nanan. 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 Nanan means mother. Tetik. 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 No, tetik. 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 Should sound like tetik, yeah. No yolo. No yolo. No yolo. See, nonansin, nonansin, nonansin. Nonansin also means my mother. It's very, it's like an honorific sort of thing. Tlayi, tlayi, tlayi. Awi, awi, awi. Siwatl, siwatl, siwatl. Quawitl, quawitl, quawitl. Tsatsi, tsatsi, tsatsi. Awa, awa, awa. How do I language like a pro? You have to have practice and patience and an open mind. I think the important thing, taking a break from this, the important thing I think, also we have a seventh viewer, so we need a seventh monkey. There we go. I think the important thing here, folks, when learning a language and learning about any culture, and this is my life advice, I think the important thing is to keep an open heart, an open mind, and open arms. You want to be able to, understand it, realize that people will be different from you. You have to have compassion, realize that this is a means to connect and to communicate with people, that this has a very rich heritage, and that this means quite a lot to people, and not treat it as some joke or novelty. That this is, treat it with respect, and open arms. Be willing to, be able to share and connect with people. I feel that's like a very important thing. And you'll find that almost with any language, there's always tons and tons and tons and tons of resources. European languages, shit ton of resources. You can find so many things to learn. French, Spanish, German, Russian, Polish, Danish, what have you, Same with the Asian languages. You'll find so many. There are tons of resources to learn. Japanese, Chinese, some of the Indian languages like Hindi and things like that. Or Urdu or any of those sorts of things. There's always tons of resources wherever you find it. This is just the one that I found. And this one I thought was really good. One thing I really love about this book is that it's community-minded. That's one thing you want to look for when looking at a language learning book. Is it written? What is the audience? Because if it's written for scholars, then it's going to be hard for the lay person to get into. Like I have a book on Old English. It is an extremely scholarly book. It uses very scholarly linguistic language to talk. I find that odd, linguistic language, to talk about its things. This is more approachable. This is very more comprehensive. You can very easily approach this. But yeah, that's what I'd find. Find resources that work for you and practice, In this case, Nahuatl is not on Duolingo. It's not on Babbel, as far as I know. This is the only way I knew how to learn it. The most entertaining way to learn a language? Listen to music. Listen to music, watch videos, watch movies in it, I'd say. When I was first learning German, because I do speak German as well, ich kann Deutsch. When I first started learning German, what helped me is I sat down and I would find a German band I like. In this case, it was Rammstein. And I would listen to Rammstein excessively, every single day, because one, I liked their music. Two, it helped me with, getting in tune with the pronunciation of the language. Also, I should take a sip of coffee before it gets cold. But that's what I did. I slack on a lot of language learning. Thank you for the follow, RXN Dotexe. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, I mean, there's active ways of learning a language like this with linguistic drills, and there's passive ways, like listening to music, watching shows, watching videos, things like that. Active practice would be, like learning in a book, speaking to native speakers and things like that. But but passive, listen to podcasts, listen to music, watch videos, watch films, watch shows, things like that. And try, if you get comfortable enough in the language, try watching your show or podcast or something like that without looking at the lyrics, without looking at a translation, without looking at, English subtitles. Challenge yourself. That's always important. Anywho, sorry, I was doing some more practice, but that, in my experience, that's what helps. And use it. Practice doesn't just mean, sitting down and reading and saying out loud. Write it, read it, speak it. Not only do I have this book, I have this notebook with this book, where inside of it I have notes, and this is I wanted to connect my language learning to learning Nahuatl, to a language I already know German. So I wanted to do like a German translation. So for example, Tlali, das Land, Namitzli, das Leben, Siwapel, das Mädchen, Quapuerta, die Tour, also Tepoztli, das Metall, Tlaltipactli, die Erde, Amatl, das Papier, Tlatzotli, die Musik, and things like that, yeah. TL, TLI und TLI funktionieren so wie Artikeln. Das Nomen kann nicht ohne dieses Endung stehen. Mehr funktioniert wie das plurale die, aber nur mit lebende Wesen, so wie Miston, die Katze, Mistome, die Katzen. Things like that. So I do that. I wrote all these notes and things like this. Even verb practice. Nikatl, der Mann. Nitlakatl, ich bin ein Mann. Titlakatl, du bist ein Mann. Tlakatl, ist ein Mann. Titlakame, wir sind Männer. Intlakame, ihr seid Männer. Tlakame, sie sind Männer. Nitlakatl, no tlaka ape, und so weiter. Things like that, Connect it to what you already know, connect it to your practice, and, write stuff down. It's good to have a journal for things like that. So, this is my journal. I should write more in this journal, but that night I was cooking. I really had my thinking cap on. Anyway, here we have a breakdown of plural nouns. Oh, one moment, I didn't finish pronunciation. Nequitzin, mochitok. There we go. Have pronunciation. Here we have the word coyote. We have amat. Tamotli. Patli. Kali. Tamali. This one should look familiar. It is the word tamale. Sitlalin. Sitlalin, Sitlalin, and Michin, 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 Michin. Sorry, apparently the N is at the end. Sitlalin, Sitlalin, things like that. Let's see. I'm going to skip ahead here, folks, because as you can see, I've done quite a bit of practice. Here, this page was on, where was it? This one was on animals. And I drew some funny pictures for animals. Talinin, what's this? Chichi, talinin, wakash, talinin, pizzot, talinin, miston, and so on and so forth. We have possession. Let's see, parts of the face, verbs, and nimokokoa, mikokoa, 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 mimokokoa, mikokokoa. Yeah, I'm sick. Timokokoa, you are sick. Yeah, nitlakwa, 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 I'm eating. Things like that. Vocabulary regarding the earth. Commands. And shitlakwa, 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 eat. Shimotlalo, shimotlalo, run. Shimomachti, shimomachti, study. That's what I'm doing. Or in other words, ni momachti, nomachtia. Nomachtia. Let's see. Here we go. I was on this section. To be, to exist. Eli. As previously mentioned, there is no copula be verb in Nahuatl to indicate a word such as I am a student. Instead, one simply adds a prefix such as ni, I am, onto the word student to produce ni momachti, sorry, sometimes pronunciation is hard. Ni momachti ket. Ni momachti. I am a student. However, there are many ways in Wakateka Nahuatl to state you were, will be, would be a student. Wakateka Nahuatl is unique in using the verb eli, which means to become, along with other things. Eliaya used to be, Elki was, Elis will be, Eliskia would be. You can combine the subject prefixes with eli to make countless combinations. A subject prefix is required on both the verb and the noun. Ni Eliaya Niko net. Yeah, I used to be a child. Ni Eliki Niko net. I was a child. Ni Elis Nimo Machtitet. Nimo Machtiket. No Machtiket. I will be a student. Ni Eliskia Nimo Machtiket. I would be a student. Nimo Machtia no Machtiket. I am a student. Ni Eli Momachtiket. I am a student. This would not be one. You just state that one there, yeah. Central varieties of Nahuatl use ye instead of eli to link be with a noun. Nies nish na nachtli. Yeah. Nies nish nishinachtli. I will be a seed. Interesting. It's tok eltok. The verb to be present, such as I'm here or is she there, Jorge is not present, works much different from English and also varies by region. In classical and central Nahuatl, varieties, the common be refer a verb is ka in the singular and kate in the plural. Nikan nika. I am here. Nikan tikate. We are here. The Wakateka or Wazteca works differently. It makes a distinction between whether something is animate, moves on its own, or inanimate, stationary. Oh no. We're getting into the nitty-gritty. These are the complex things. I know there are quite a few indigenous languages that do make a distinction between a verb that is an object that is animate and inanimate. So I have to be careful here, yeah. Animate entities use the verb istok, while inanimate entities uses eltok. These more or less mean to be present. They have a plural form in itztoke and eltoke. Whoa! Is a literate guy. Hello, Cody. Welcome on in. We have let's see, 1, 2. Oh yeah, we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have 7 viewers. There we go. We added a new gorilla over here. Is this a homework stream? Yeah, my own homework, so to speak. I'm learning Nahuatl, which is the language of the Aztecs. Although it is still spoken today by a great many people in central and southern Mexico. Very interesting. Right now I am learning to be, to exist. Yeah. Nikan ni itztok. I am here. Nikan ti itztokhe. We are here. Nikan eltok se amostli. There is a book. There is one book, yeah. Okay, this makes sense, yeah. Nikan, yeah, there exists. Yeah, there exists eltok, yeah, in this case, to be present. There is, in this case, an inanimate object, one book. Nikan el tse amostli. There is one book. Kanin itztok Juan. Where is Juan? Kanin eltok mochan. Where is your home? Oh. Nochan means my home. Mochan means your home. Remember again that itztok eltok imply being present. It is common for one to produce the following errors caused by translating is and are as istok. Yeah, ni istok ni mokokoa. I am sick. Now you would just say ni mokakoa. Correct. Ni mokokoa. I am sick. This is a nikan ni itztok. I am here. Yeah. Okan. The Huasteca does use a form similar to the central ka, which is oka. Oka. In nearly all regions, onka means exist, there are, to exist. It is different from to be present, as something can exist without without being present in your space in that moment. Here are some examples. Oka chichime. There are dogs. Oka tepa itiani. There are doctors. Interesting. Let's see. So here we have an exercise. Azotlen titoneski. What do these mean? We have to translate these. Let's see. Itztok Maria. That would be, I am Maria. Rather, no, it'd be, I am Maria, wouldn't it be? Here they have a little bit of a cheat sheet up here. Itztok se kawayo. There's a horse present. This would be, Maria is here. Maria is here. And then Ashkana Itztok Maria. Maria is not. Would this be Maria is not here? Ashkana Itztok Maria. Yeah, Maria is not here. Eltok Sep Mat. There is a paper. Itztok no Chitzin. There's my dog, or my dog is here. See, Eltak no Chan. No Chan. This is my home. Or here is my home. It's Tokne Tlakat. There's a man. Here is a man. Or a man is here. It sounds so threatening. A man is here. Ashon ka at. There is no water. What's the difference between these forms of negation? Onka. Oh, there exists. Yeah, there is no water. See, then we have Onka Tlaquali. Tlaquali. What's Tlaquali? I'm trying to remember what that means. I've seen it before in this book. Tlaquali. Oh, food. Food. Is there food? Yeah. Onka Tlaquali. Yeah, is there food? Tlaqua here is a verb which means to eat. So, Onka Tlaquali, is there food? Taking a sip of my coffee. Well, folks, the coffee is turned from hot coffee to iced coffee, which is fine by me. Okay, let me check my answers here. This is exercise 13. The answers are in the back of the book. Let's see. Exercise 13 it was. Yeah. Let's see. Maria is here. Maria is present. Yeah, that was be right. Maria is not here. Maria isn't present. No, that works. There's a paper. There is a paper. Perfect. My dog is here. My dog is present. Yeah, if you want to think about it that way. Here is my home. My home is present, or my house is present. Okay. A man is here. There is a man present, or a man is here. Yeah. See, there is no water. There's no water. Is there food? Is there food? Awesome. I am a genius. Alright, now for the difficult part. I have to write it in Nahuatl. Is she here? I'm trying to remember what this was. So I said it on the previous page. I think. This is the hard part. Is she here? Is she here? So we use eats talk. Would it just be eats talk? Put that there for now. Is it here? El talk. I think. Here is a chair. What is chair? Let's see. Quasia. Quasia. Let's see. Here is a chair. Here is a chair. It'd be, I'm going off of the examples that are over here. It would be Nikon, El talk, Se, Quasia. Which makes me wonder, I gotta change these. These, I think, would be this would be Kanin. So we'll start off, yeah. Maybe it'd be Kanin eats talk. Then Kanin El talk. Also, I see another viewer, so we have another gorilla to add to our group here. Here are two chairs. Nikon El talk. Two. I'm trying to remember what two is. I think it was A. I have to go back to the chapter on numbers. Ome. Though it'd be not Nikan, it'd be Nikate. Because it's plural. Alright? I think so. Here, a moment, let me Give myself some more room here. The chair is not here. Wait a minute. Do I even need these conning parts? That's what I'm curious about. I don't think I do. I don't think I do need them. I'm reading these up here, and there's giving examples, and they don't have them in there. Well, we shall see. There's no chair here. So let's just try Ash El Talk. Quasia. There are no chairs. Ashon Ka. That'd be Ashon Ka. Quasia. There's no problem. What's a problem? What is a problem? Maybe I have to consult the dictionary at the back of the book. Maybe it would be the same word as question? Just a thought. And then there we have, is there a question? Well, I'll leave that blank for now. Let's see. Also, a moment. Two monkeys went on their own way. Let's see. Let's see. Is there a question? Maybe it would be. So, is there a question? onka tlatlani listli. Tlatlani listli. There's work. So on ka takit. Okay. And then here is a bed. Here's a bed. So elok, eltok. I keep on saying elok. Eltok. Say tlapetli. Oh, why did I put an S? Where's my mind going? Tlapetli. It's a bed. Kochi means to sleep. Nikochi means I sleep. Alright, let's check our answers. Like I say, hour. If you're following along at home, you can check your answers too. Let's see. This is exercise 14. It's talk. So I was right. I had to go and overcomplicate things. It's talk elok. Nikan elok kawasi. Here is a chair. Let's see. Nikan elok ome kawasi. So there's not that. It's just Nikan. Guten Tag, Akira. Wie geht's? Ich hoffe, dass es dir gut geht. Also heute lerne ich Nahuatl. Also das ist die Sprache der Azteken und andere Sprachbunde in Zentrale und südliche Mesoamerika. In Mexiko. Alright, let's see what else we have here. Let's see. The chair is not here. What did they say here? Ashkana elok kawasi or ashelok ash eltok kawasi or amo eltok kawasi. Kawasi. What did I put? Okay. They accepted that. These are interesting. Like, there is no... Because what is Ashkana? Ashkana means, like, not. Yeah, no or not, yeah. So we could say Ashkana elok kawasiya, which means there no exist chair. Yeah. Negation of chair, like no, there is no chair, and no exist chair. Yeah. The interesting thing about Nahuatl is that, like many other indigenous languages in Mexico, they like to do the verb. I think they like to do the verb before the subject, and sometimes the object before the verb and then before the subject. It's a very interesting word order, but something I got to get used to. Let's see. How about there are no chairs? Let's see. Let's see. Said Ash Onka Quasia, which is what I put, so that is acceptable. Qualantli is a problem. So it was Ash Onka Qua. What was it? Qualantli. Right? Qualan. Okay, it's two parts. Qualantli. There we go. Oh, here we go. We have 8 viewers. Let me put the monkeys back. There we go. Let's see. Is there a question? Onka tlanilistli. Is that correct? Ah! I forgot the say. Is there a question? Yeah. There's work. Onka tektit. That's correct. And here is a bed. Eltok se tlapetli. What did I say? Oh, Nikon elok tlapetli. Okay. If you say so. All right. Back with hopefully enough cream for my coffee. I hope so. My coffee, as you can see, is running thin. Good morning, Shay. I hope you're doing well. For everybody that didn't know, yesterday was Shay's birthday. So if you haven't wished them happy birthday already, be sure to wish them happy birthday now. Although they're probably emotionally exhausted. What's the German phrase for good morning? Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Are you folks going to turn this into a German teaching stream? Is that what you're going to do? I'm trying to learn Nahuatl here, folks. Maybe after I finish this part, I'll do this word search, or this crossword puzzle. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. The G is kind of, because I have experience with it, I kind of have the G is silent. Guten Morgen. Ach, scheiße, also Shay hat es angefangen. Jetzt muss ich nur auf Deutsch sprechen. Und ich muss diesen Text übersetzen. Also, verneinen in Nahuatl wird durch zwei Wege ausgedrückt. Also ein negatives Wort oder ein negativer Präfix zu benutzen. Ashkana ist eine eigenartige Form von Nein. Die existiert nur in Huasteca. Die anderen Gebiete verwenden Amo statt Ashkana. Seit Huasteca hat beides Amo wird so ein bisschen ein stärkeres Nein und wird spezifisch in negative Befehle. Ja, vielleicht. Ich kann sie vielleicht ein bisschen aushelfen, Cody. Ja, ich weiß mit Ino, es ist immer so interessant, Also sie und ich, also sprechen miteinander und wir haben alle diese komplizierte Diskussionen über Bücher und Kafka und andere Dinge. Und manchmal Ino sagt, also ich weiß nicht, das Wort auf Englisch, ist es okay, wenn es hier herunter in Deutsch also tippen kann? Und ich sage, ja, das ist ganz okay. Und dann ist es ein ganzen Aufsatz oder sowas. Es ist immer so lustig. Also, hier, also, Amo, nein, nicht. Ashkana, nein, nicht. Ashaka, nicht eine. Ayakana, noch nicht. Also ich liebe, dass ich kann spezifische Teile von Deutsch auszupflücken, was ich sage, weil wir haben eine Beziehung miteinander, in Englisch und Deutsch. Und ich habe euch ein bisschen, ja, ich habe es dir ein bisschen beigebracht. Also, ja, hoffentlich kannst du mich ein bisschen gut verstehen. Also, Moment. 2 Leute sind weg. 2 Affen gehen zurück. Wir haben nur 6 Affen, die schauen mich an. Und das bin ich. Also, also, Ayokana, nie mehr oder nicht mehr. Amotlen, nichts. Also ich finde das interessant. Also Amo, also heißt nein. Und Tlen heißt was. So, Amotlen, nicht was. Ziemlich interessant. Also, Amokana, noch nicht. Asch, nein. Aschka, nirgendwo. Ai, noch nicht. Ayok, nicht mehr. Aschtlen, nichts. So, die negative Wörter und Präfixen kann man zu viele verschiedene Dinge sowie Verben, Adjektiven und Nomen mischen. Amo nisiwapil ni ichpokat. So, ich bin nicht ein kleines Mädchen, also ich bin eine Jugendliche. Also was für Musik habe ich soweit gelernt, also aktuell gehört? Also ich höre so viele verschiedene deutsche Bands. Also jetzt habe ich viel von Kraftklub gehört, weil ich weiß, Ino ist ein großer Fan davon. Also und ja, also ich mag ihre Musik. Spezifische 3 Schüsse in die Luft. Ist ein sehr gutes Lied. Und ich schieße in die Luft. Bang, bang, bang. Noch keine Reaktion, nur Beschweren über Krach. Okay, noch weiter. Also wie lange ist das? Also noch eine Minute und dann kann ich weiter auf Englisch sprechen. Also 10 Sekunden soll ich sagen. Also Ashnio Kitschpil Nitel Pokat. Ich bin kein kleiner Junge, ich bin ein Jugendliche. Okay, now I can talk back in English. Whew, that was interesting. That was fun. But anyway, let's see. Ayikana Nisiwak. I am not a woman yet. Yeah, not yet am I a woman. Yeah. Ayokana ni okichpil. I'm not a little boy anymore. Some of these sound rather defiant. I'm not a little boy anymore. Yeah. Ashitstok Juan. Juan isn't present. Ashonka Nakat. There's no meat. Ooh, Nakat. For some reason that reminds me of Niku, which I believe is the Japanese word for meat. Nakat. Let's see. Ashwei Rochan. My home is not big. Yeah, also Ashwei. Wei means big. Let's see. I want like 1,000 German speakers to join the chat right now and force you to speak German for the rest of the streaming career. These two specific lines represent me well. Oh yeah, yeah. So, I'm not about. So, Aikana Nisuwak. I'm not a woman yet. Und Ayokana. So. Ayokana Nochipil. I'm not a little boy anymore. Interesting. Let's see. Yes. Ashwe. Amo Shia. Don't go. Ashiya. Don't go. Oh, interesting. Woman. Just yet. Fast. Unfortunately, I only know... the only word I know for almost is not in Nahuatl. I know it in Mayan, which is I think Olak, I think it was. But don't quote me on that. I learned it from a movie I watched once. Ma'amotona. May it not be sunny. Yeah, tona means like sun. Tonali, I know, is like essence or like, your pure essence. So classic Nahuatl is what they spoke in pre-Columbian Central America and shortly after Spanish conquest. Used in the same way as they used ash. Aquali, not good. Central varieties use makamo to negate commands. Makamo shia, don't go. Let's see. Objects. I think I'll do this, and then we'll call it a day. Let's see. Yeah, ooh, interesting. One thing that I really like... Ooh, this is getting good. One thing I am a slut for is how old languages or other languages form modern concepts. So things like the internet, things like planes, things like cars. So here they have the word for computer. The word for computer in Nahuatl is te postla kiwioli, which means metal writing. A computer. And then here we have a plane. Yeah, is te postot. Te postot. Tot means bird, so this means metal bird. And then we have te postokatsiwali, internet, which means a metal spider web. That is so cool. That's the word for computer. I know Hawaiian does something very similar, right? I think the Hawaiian word for computer means like metal brain or something like that. Alright, let's see. Trawili means light. Pilshalotzin, a mug or a cup. Tlakamit, a blanket. Tepostli, which means metal. Tomin is money. Capuerta is a wooden door. Quasilla is a wooden chair. Quamesa is a wooden table. These are loan words. These three right here. These are from Spanish. Mesa is Spanish for table. Silla is Spanish for chair. And then puerta is Spanish for a door. But they use the word qua. Qua is from quat, or quatat. Is it quat? I think it's quat, which means wood. So yeah, qua mesa, Qua mesa. Qua mesa. Yeah, I'm going to be lurking, but I love the dulcet tones, so I'll be checking in. Very good. Very good, Cody. I'm glad to have you here. There. Qua silla. And qua puerta. A wooden door, wooden table, a wooden desk. Let's see. Tlicoli. A pen, a pencil, or ink. Also, tlicoli. Tlicoli. And then amostli, which I think amostli is probably my favorite Nahuatl word so far. It's just so fun to say. Amostli. 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 Amostli means book. And then amatl means paper. Amatl. Amatl. So let's see. Let's do this crossword. Flies in the sky. A tool for riding on. That would be amatl. A tool for reading. That would be moshli. Flies in the sky. Tepos. Tot. Tot. It's bird. Let's see. 4. Covers you in the cold. Covers you in the cold. That would be a blanket. Which is tlalkamit. Tlalkamit. Ke. Meat. Let's see. Next we have. So we had 4. Number 5. Things which you buy. That would be tomin. Tomin. 5. How about 6? Strong compound from minerals. That would be metal. So te postli. C7. Lets you see in the dark. That would be tlawili. Tlawili. And lastly, a tool for writing with, that would be tlicoli. There we go. Here it is, this, that. I think, folks, we're going to stop there for now. Because I think my coffee has gotten cold. And also, I want to take a little bit of a breather, so I'm going to take this last sip of coffee. And let's see if anybody's awake at this ungodly time of day. Here, one moment. There we go. That we can raid. Let's see. You're awake, Akira? Are you streaming? Are you watching me while you're streaming? That would be very peculiar, would it not be? Let's see. Let me check Twitch. Wait, who is this? I follow this person. Oh, Doodle Pie. Oh, it's Jay. Jay's awake. You know what? Let's raid Jay. It's been a while. Doodle Pie with 2 E's. Or two E's, that's right. Let's do that. Well, folks, let's see. And the raid message, we're going to say... let me put in a raid message here. I'll move that over here. No. A moment. I'm struggling. Ape is struggling. Okay. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna say good morning with two of the hot dog guys. Okay, that'll be our raid message. Well, folks, I want to thank you all for joining me this morning and learning a little bit about Nahuatl and the speakers of it and the culture as well. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I almost said evening. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay classy, stay sassy, stay grassy. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.